So welcome to this video series on aptitude presented by Mentors for IAS in association with Bangalore IAS Academy and Namak APSC. So in this particular session as well, we will be continuing to solve some more problems on percentage. So I hope you've actually understood the concept of percentage. So we'll solve a few more problems so that it is very clear, so that everybody is able to solve, everybody is able to understand this concept of problems on percentage. Now, first question. Now, the first question says, Gauri went to the stationery. The first question says, Gauri went to the stationery and bought things worth rupees 25, out of which 30 paise went on sales tax on taxable purchases. If the tax rate was 6%, then what was the cost of the tax-free items? So out of 25 rupees, okay, there was something, there were tax-free items, okay, there were tax-free items plus taxable items plus the rate of tax itself. So rupees 25 includes the cost of the tax-free items, the cost of the taxable items, and then the tax itself on the taxable items. So now the question is asking for what? Then what was the cost of the tax-free items? So we have to determine the cost of the tax-free items. Now 25 is the total bill, out of which 30 paise went as the tax. So if the tax rate was 6%, then what was the cost of the tax-free items? So out of this, what we can say is 6%, this tax rate 6% has now amounted to 30%, meaning, see, this taxable item, let us say that it is X rupees, taxable item, the cost of the taxable item is X rupees. What is the tax? 6% on this, 6% on this. So if 6% on X rupees is 30 paise, this is not 30%, sorry, the tax of 6% on X rupees is 30 paise, then 100% will be X. Therefore, what is the value of X? What is the value of X? How do we determine that? X is nothing but 100 into 0.3 divided by 6, or this is nothing but 30 by 6, which is equal to 5 rupees. Therefore, tax is what? 30 paise. Tax is 30 paise. The taxable amount, X rupees, this is what? This is nothing but 5 rupees. We have to determine tax-free item. How can we determine tax-free item? Nothing but take 5 rupees and 30 paise to the other side and subtract it from 25. So in order for us to determine the cost of the tax-free items, we have to subtract 5 rupees and 30 paise from 25 rupees. How much is this? 25 minus 5 is 20. 20 minus 30 paise is nothing but 19 rupees and 70 paise. Therefore, the correct option is option C. The correct answer is 19 rupees 70 paise. Okay. Now, don't be confused. Some of you might even mark it as 20 itself. Some of you might include 30 paise to be a part of 5 rupees itself and then simply subtract 25. Subtract 5 from 25 and get 20 and mark 20, but it is not 20. 30 paise is not a part of the taxable item itself. It is 30 paise over the cost. Okay, so the correct answer is 19 rupees 70 paise. So now let us move over to the second question. Now, the second question says, a batsman scored 110 runs, which included 3 boundaries and 8 sixes. What percent of his total score did he make by running between the wickets? So according to the question over here, total runs is what? 110 runs. Okay. Now this 110 runs is equal to runs made by hitting boundaries, runs made by hitting sixes, plus the runs made by running between the wickets, What is the question asking for? Question is asking for what is the percentage of his total score that he made by running between the wickets. So in order to determine that, we must know what is the total runs made, and then we have to determine what percentage is it of 110 runs, which is the total. Now from the question, what is the total runs made by boundaries? It is nothing but 3 into 4. Each boundary is nothing but equal to 4 runs. Similarly, what is the total runs made by sixes? A total of 8 sixes, meaning what? 8 into 6. Therefore, in order for me to determine the number of runs scored by running between the wickets, what do we have to do? We have to take 3 into 4, 12 to the other side, 8 5 48 is 48 to the other side. So we have 110 minus 4 3s are 12 minus 8 5 are 40, 8 6 are 48. This is nothing but 110 minus 60, which is equal to 50 runs. Therefore, the total runs made by running between the wickets is how much? It is 50 runs. So, if 110 runs is 100%, how much is 50 runs? How much is 50 runs? How do we determine that? 50 into 100 divided by 110. So 0 and 0 gets cancelled. We have how much? 500 by 11%. Now do we have to divide 500 by 11? Not required, because we already have an option that is 500 by 11%. Therefore the correct option is option B. The answer is 500 by 11%. Now these are all very simple questions. Next one, question number 3. Now question number 3 says, after deducting a commission of 5%, a TV set costs rupees 9,595. Its marked price is what? So a person goes to buy a TV. After 5% discount, he is able to buy the TV for 9,595. So what is the total price of the TV, the actual price of the TV before discount? Now, if after 5% discount, the cost is 9,595 rupees. What does this imply? This is equal to 95% of the cost, correct? After 5% discount, we get 9,595. Meaning what? 9,595 is nothing but 95% of the cost. What is the question asking for? Question is asking what is the marked price? That is nothing but 100% of the cost. What is the actual cost before this 5% discount? Now when we have the 95% of the cost, don't you think we can find out the 100%? Again, nothing but your simple cross multiplication. So here it is 9,595 into 100 divided by 95. Now see here, this is nothing but 9,595. It should be easily divisible by 95 itself, correct? If I am not wrong, it should be by 101. By 101. Just by looking at it, we should be able to do this. See, 1s are 95, 9, 0, 5, 1s are, it is nothing but 95. Therefore, 95 into 1 naught, 1. 95 into 101 gives us 9595. 101 into 100 is how much? This is nothing but 10,100 rupees. Therefore, the correct option is option C. The correct answer is rupees 10,100. Now, if you're finding it difficult from this, you could also make use of the options itself in order to determine the actual cost. So, for example, over here, you can take 5% of 10,000. You can take 5% of 10,000, which will be 500 rupees. So 10,000 minus 500 will be 9,500. It is not 9,595. Similarly, you can check for all the three other options to see if it actually matches. So these are all obviously problems on percentages. So when we move over to profit and loss, it will be a bit more complicated. So at present, the correct answer is 10,100. It is option C. Question number 4 now. Now, what does question number 4 say? Question number 4 says, a student has to obtain 33% of the total marks to pass. He got 125 marks and failed by 40 marks. Therefore, what is the maximum marks? Meaning, what is the total sum of all the marks of all the different subjects, or whatever, if it is a single subject, what is the total marks? Now, according to the question, the student got 125 marks. Now, in order to pass, a student has to get 33% of the total marks. 33% of the total marks. How much is 33% of the total marks? It is nothing but 33 by 100 into x. I mean, if I'm saying let x be the total marks, then 33% of the total marks is how much? Nothing but 33 by 100, correct? See, x is 100%, total marks. Then how much is 33%? That is passing marks, nothing but 33 into x divided by 100. 33 into x divided by 100. This is the number of marks that the student has to score to pass. But he got how much? He only got 125 marks. This is short by how many marks? By 40 marks. Meaning, if he had got 40 more marks, that is 5, 6, 1, 165 marks. Instead of 125 marks, if he had scored 165 marks, he would have passed. Why? Because 165 marks is equal to 33% of the total marks. What is the question asking for? Question is asking for total marks. Question is asking for us to find out x. So, from this we can say 33 into 100 is 33 divided by 100. 33 divided by 100 into x is equal to 165. Therefore, x is what? Nothing but 165 into 100 divided by 33. Correct? So 11 3s are 33, 11 1s are 11, so 5 5s are, 11 5s are 55, 3 5s are 15, 5 into 100 is how much? It is 500. Therefore, the total marks is nothing but 500. The correct option is option B. The correct answer is 500 marks. This 500 marks. Let us now move over to the next question, that is question number 5. Now, what does question number 5 say? Question number 5 says, at an election between two candidates, one got 55% of the total valid votes. 20% of the votes were invalid. At an election between two candidates, one got 55% of the total votes, whereas 20% of the votes were invalid. If the total number of votes were 7,500, what was the total number of valid votes that the other candidate got? See here, in this particular election, according to the question, a total of 7,500 votes were cast. 7,500 votes were cast. Out of 7,500 votes that were cast, 20% of the total votes, that is 20% of 7,500 votes were invalid. They were invalid. Now, out of the remaining, that is the 80% of 7,500 votes that were valid, out of those 55% of the votes were in favor of one candidate. We have to find out what were the number of votes that the other candidate gained. That is what the question is asking for over here. So, according to the question, 20% of 7,500 votes were invalid. Meaning what? 80% of 7,500 votes were valid. 80% of 7,500 votes were valid. So what is 80% of 7,500? Nothing but 80 by 100 into 7,500. Correct? So we have 8 5s are 40. This 0 over here, 8 5s are 40. 7 is 56. 56 plus 4 is 6,000. Therefore, the total valid votes. Therefore, the total valid votes is how much? It is 6,000. Out of 6,000, 55% of the votes were gained by one candidate. The question is asking for what were the valid candidates that the other what were the valid votes that the other candidate gained or got. If this candidate got 55% of the valid votes, then obviously the other person would have got how much? 100 minus 55, that is 45% of the votes. So we have to find out what is 45% of 6,000. How do we find out what is 45% of 6,000? Nothing but 45 into 100, 45 divided by 100 into 6,000. 0 and 0 gets cancelled over here. So it is 6 5s are 30, 6 4s are 24, 24 plus 3 is 27. Therefore, 45% of the valid votes, that is nothing but the votes gained by the other candidate, which is equal to 2,700. Therefore, the correct option is A, option A, 2,700. Question number 6 now. What does question number 6 say? Question number 6 says, in an election, a candidate who gets 84% of the votes is elected by a majority of 476 votes. What is the total number of votes polled? Now, there is an election. Okay. In this election, out of all the votes, now in this particular question, the question is not talking about valid or invalid votes, so we are going to assume that all the votes are valid because there is no mention of invalid votes. So all the votes are obviously they are valid. Now what the question is saying is, the question is saying one candidate gets 84% of all the votes. 84% of all the votes. I am going to assume let X be the total votes that were cast. Let X be all the votes, the total votes that were cast. Now 84% of the votes were gained by one single candidate. One single candidate got 84% of the vote. The person who got 84% of the vote defeated the other person by 476 votes. Defeated the other person by 476 votes. So, if you take the other candidate or the other candidates itself, what were the total votes gained by the other candidate or the other candidates? It is nothing but how much? 16%. 16% of the remaining votes. 16% is nothing but your remaining votes. According to the question, the difference between the two is equal to 476 votes, because the person who gained 84% votes was elected by a majority of 476, meaning he got 476 votes more than the other candidate or the other candidates. So what was the percentage of votes gained by the other candidate? It is nothing but 16%. So what now I am going to do is that 84% of all the votes. What is 84% of all the votes? It is nothing but 84 by 100 into x, because x is total number of votes. What is 16% of the total votes? It is nothing but 16 by 100 into x. The difference between them is equal to 476 votes. The difference between them is equal to 476 votes. So 84 minus 16, 84 minus 10 is 74, 74 minus 6 is 68. So 68x by 100 is equal to 476. Therefore, x is equal to 476 into 100 divided by 68. So if you take 232 by 2, so 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 1 6, 2 8s are 16 over here. Sorry, this is 34, my mistake. This is 34, 68, it is 34. Okay, so 2 17s are here, again it is 2 1, again 2 1, 1 8 9. Okay, so 17 and 119. Now this is simple. 17 7s is 119. 17 49, yes, 17 7s is 119. So 7 times. So x is what? Nothing but 7 into 100. Therefore, x is 700. Meaning the total votes that were cast was nothing but 700. So total of 700 votes were cast. Therefore, the correct option is option B. The correct answer is 700. Seventh question now. Seventh question says, at an election involving two candidates, 68 votes were declared invalid. The winning candidate secures 52% and wins by 98 votes. What is the total number of votes polled? Now, question number 7 is like a combination of question number 5 and question number 6. So here, according to this particular question, 68 votes were totally invalid. 68 votes were totally invalid. However, the person who wins the candidature, who wins the election, okay, who wins the election, he secured 52% of the valid votes, and he defeated the other candidates by a total of 98 votes. So again, let x be the total number of votes. Let x be the total number of valid votes, not total votes. I am saying let x be the total number of valid votes. So if the person who wins the election got 52% of the votes, what is the total number of votes that he gained? It is nothing but 52% of x, that is 52 by 100 into x. Now, if 52% is the votes gained by the person who wins the election, what is the percentage of votes gained by the person who lost the election? It is nothing but 48%, correct? 100 minus 52 is 48. So, if 48% of the votes were gained by the person who lost, that is 48% of x, then what were the total votes that he gained? That is nothing but 48 into x by 100. According to the question, if the person who wins the election won by 98 votes, then the difference between them is equal to 98. The difference between them is equal to 98. So the denominator is common, 100. 52x minus 48x is how much? Nothing but 4x, which is equal to 98. Therefore, x is equal to 98 into 100 by 4. 2 2s are 2 4s are 8, 9. Okay, so this is nothing but 4900 by 2. So 2 to the 4, 2 4s are 8, 1 5 0. 2450. Now, however, you can see that we have option B as 2450. But is the question asking for the total valid votes? No. Now, what is the question asking for? The question is asking for the total votes that were polled. That is valid votes plus invalid votes. valid votes plus invalid votes. How do we get that? By addition of 2450 and 68. So 8 plus 0 is 8, 5 plus 6 is 11, 4, 1, 5, 2. Therefore, the correct answer is 2518 votes. The correct option is option C. The correct option is option C. Now, next question. So, here we have question number 8. Now, question number 8 says there are two tailors, that is X and Y. The two tailors X and Y are paid a total of rupees 550 per week by their employer. If X is paid 120% of the sum paid to Y, then how much is Y paid each week? So what I am going to say is that let X, small x, be the amount of money, that is the salary or the wages paid to X per week. Similarly, let small y be the wages paid to capital Y per week. So, according to the question, if the total amount of money paid to both X and Y is 550, I can say X plus Y is equal to 550 rupees. The question further says if the amount of money which is paid to X is 120% the amount of money spent to Y, given to Y, then X is what? 120% of Y. It is nothing but 120% of the money which is given to Y. Meaning I can write X as equal to 120% of Y, which is nothing but 120 divided by 100 into Y. X is nothing but Y into 120 by X. See, this is simple. If Y is 100%, then X is 120%. X is 120%. Then what is X? X is nothing but Y into 120 divided by 100. Therefore, X is nothing but 120 divided by 100 into 5 So what we will do is, we will now, this is what X is nothing but 6 by 5, 0 and 0 gets cancelled, 2 6 are 12, 2 5s are 10, it is 6 by 5 Y. So I will now substitute X as 6 divided by 5 into Y in the first equation over here. Okay, I will substitute X as 6 by 5 into Y plus Y is equal to now 550. Now taking LCM and then substituting, cross multiplying Y to the other side and bringing it to the right hand side, what do we get? We get 6Y plus 5Y is equal to 550 into 5. 550 into 5. So 6 plus 5 is 11Y is equal to 550 into 5. 11 5s are 55. 11 5s are 55. Therefore, what is Y? Y is equal to 50 into 5, nothing but 5 5s are 25. Y is paid 250 rupees. If Y is paid 250 rupees, how much is X paid? X is nothing but 550 minus 250, which is equal to 300 rupees. Therefore, question is asking for what? Question is asking for how much is Y paid each week. How much is Y paid each week? It is rupees 250. Therefore, the correct option is B. The correct answer is rupees 250. Correct answer is 250. Next question, that is question number 3. Question number 9. Now, question number 9 says, two students appeared at an examination. One of them secured 9 marks more than the other, and his marks was 56% of the sum of their marks. The marks obtained by them are what? So let this be option A, B, C and D over here. Okay. So I am going to assume let the two students be X and Y. Let the two students be X and Y. Let small x be the marks scored by X. Let small y be the marks scored by capital Y. Such that X is more than Y. Such that X is more than Y. So according to the question, one of them scored 9 marks more than the other. So if one of them scored 9 marks than the other, and if X is greater than Y, can I write it as X minus Y is equal to 9? Yes, because X scored more marks than Y. X scored 9 marks more than Y. The question further says, the person who scored more marks, that is X, his marks was 56%. It was 56% of the sum of their marks. Meaning, if you take X, X was 56% of the sum of the two marks, that is X and Y. Therefore, X is equal to what? 56 divided by 100 into X plus Y. I hope you've understood this. It says the person who scored 9 marks more, his marks is 56% of sum of their marks. So it is 56% of X plus Y. So I'll take 100 to the left hand side. What do we have? We have 100x is equal to, opening the bracket, 56x plus 56y. Taking 56 to the left hand side, we have 100x minus 56x is equal to 56y. 100 minus 56 is 44. 44x is equal to 56y. 44x is equal to 56y over here. So now what I will do is, from this relation over here, I will substitute x as 9 plus y. See, I bring y to the right hand side. So I get x is equal to 9 plus y. I will now substitute x as 9 plus y here. What do I get? 44 into 9 plus y is equal to 56y. Or 44 into 9 plus 44y is equal to 56y. I now take 44y to the right hand side. What am I left with? I am left with 44 into 9 is equal to 56y minus 44y. I'll write this over here. 44 into 9 remains as it is. 56 minus 44 is 12. So we have 12y. 4 3s are, sorry, 3 4s are 12, 3 3s are 9, 4 11s are 44. Therefore, y is what? 11 into 3, it is 33 marks. Y scores 33 marks. What is x? X is 9 plus y. Therefore, it is 9 plus 33, x is equal to 42 marks. Meaning, x scores 42 marks, y scores 33 marks. Then the correct option is option C. The correct answer is 42 marks and 33 marks respectively. So with this, we will end our session, this particular session. I hope you've had a better understanding of the kind of problems that you get when it comes to percentage. So here again, there are 3 practice problems for you to practice. The solution or the answers for which will be marked in, will be posted in the comment section. At the same time, if you do have any doubts, please do write to us in the comment section. So thank you for watching this video. If you did like this video, please do subscribe and follow us for more such videos. Thank you.